Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change. Keep my head down low.
Hi, Jay Fallon. Thanks for listening to the Slippery Slope. So I normally wouldn't do an episode tonight. However, I saw this come up and looking into it, it is so important to talk about it. Uh, I did an episode quite a while ago about how I thought prayer would soon be banned and just talking about what's going on in the UK. Obviously, they had that case, which was, talked about all over the world about the lady who was arrested or praying silently outside an abortion clinic. She was across the road. She was asked by police what she was doing. She told police that she was praying. Police arrested her. And there's been quite a few cases, I believe, that have gone in the UK that have actually gone to court. And the police so far have lost those cases. That's what I've read so far. However, what's happened now, and mate, there's a lot of people talking about this, in Scotland. I'm going to bring up these articles for us to read together, just so you can see what I'm talking about. But this is big news. If you are a Christian, this is big news. The Bible tells us where we're going. It tells us the future, where this world is going to, and it lays it all out. If you read the book of Daniel, you read the book of Revelation, sorry, not Revelation anyway, so you can see it tells you where the world's going. And one of the things that it talks about is really having this one world government, but also like a faux religious leader, who stands up and says, well, this is how the world is, this is what the world should worship, makes up, a new fake world religion and tells everyone this is how you have to do things, this is what you have to do. And you think about that and you realize, well, this is where we're going. This is what they're trying to do to us. They are trying to outlaw Christianity. And we've seen this coming. And it's right here. It's at our doorstep. So the first article, this came through on Microsoft. Microsoft Start. And it says, praying at home may be illegal under Scotland's new safe access zones abortion law. And I wanted to read the one coming out from Microsoft first, just to show us not just on like Christian news and all this kind of thing. So it goes in and says the SNP government has warned that praying at home may be illegal under new Scottish abortion laws. A new law came into force across Scotland last month, creating 200-metre safe access zones around all abortion clinics. People living within these areas have been cautioned that they may violate the Abortion Services Act in Scotland 2024 if they engage in any behaviour that could harm, alarm, or distress clinic staff or patients. Oh, wow. This includes such actions that take place within their own homes. So, pro life groups are concerned that praying within these zones could be deemed an offence following the arrest of several activists for harassment and public order violations in England and Northern Ireland. The Scottish Government has published guidance to accompany the law change. So, it states that examples of activities that could be prohibited. So, this isn't just me making this stuff up. This is what they've sent out. Activities that could be prohibited if conducted with intent or recklessness includes religious preaching and silent vigils. Silent vigils. A letter posted to residents in an Edinburgh safe access zone warned they could face criminal prosecution for actions carried out at home. The Telegraph reports. It reads, in general, the offences apply in public places within the safe access zones. However, activities in a private place, such as a house within the area between the protected premises and the boundary of a zone, could be an offence if they can be seen or heard within the zone and are done intentionally or recklessly. Violating the buffer zone could result in fines of up to £10,000 for less serious offences. However, the most serious offences incur an unlimited fine. Are you flipping kidding me? An unlimited fine. Michael Robinson, executive director of the Society for the Protection of Unborn Children, said this sinister and deeply Orwellian guidance suggests that the buffer zone legislation could be used to control and regulate religious activity on private property, including displaying a Bible verse saying all life is sacred in their window, or someone silently praying out in their front garden, or even their front room if they are seen or heard from the street. Most ordinary people, regardless of their views on abortion, would find it excessive and wrong to threaten individuals with hefty fines for praying in their own homes. Similar legislation will be enforced across England and Wales at the end of October. Listen to this next paragraph. It says a Scottish government spokesman said safe access zones are designed to safeguard a woman's right to access healthcare. The legislation that creates them intentionally does not criminalize any particular behavior, including prayer. This is what the Scottish government spokesman has said. It doesn't intentionally does not criminalize any particular behavior. However, However, the Scottish government had sent out these documents saying that examples of activities that could be prohibited if conducted with intent or recklessness includes religious preaching and silent vigils. Oh, wow. Absolutely. I was about to say frightening, but you know what? The Bible tells us that this is what's going to happen. This is where it's going to go. You know what concerns me is that I don't hear about enough of this in Australia. My experience of churches in Australia is they like to talk a lot about blessing, being blessed, getting blessed, blessing others, blessings of God, and kind of tend to paint a really rose colored picture of things. But whether if we want to really admit it and you're reading the Bible, it doesn't promise a rosy future while you're on this earth in reality. We can see, we know these things are going to happen, are coming. Um, you know, you look at what happened in the past when you read the book of Daniel, Nebuchadnezzar outlawed prayer, and what did he do? He went to his home, opened up the window, and prayed for everyone to see. These things have happened in the past. The Bible says things are going to get harder and harder, and we shouldn't be surprised when they do get harder. So I want to share with you this other article as well, and it's just talking about the same storyline, but also about this woman that was arrested last year. I think it was last year, might have been the year before. But this headline here says UK Home Secretary tells police that silent prayer is not a crime. That's what she's this article is very interesting, I think. So they've got a picture here of this pro-life woman is arrested for praying silently in alleged violation of a local buffer zone law. So a senior British official has warned police officers in the country that the mere act of silently praying, a seemingly direct reference to recent pro-life demonstrations outside abortion clinics, is not unlawful, a declaration that comes amid an ongoing and controversial debate about that practice in the United Kingdom, sorry. UK Home Secretary Suella Braverman said in a letter to the Chief Constables of England and Wales this month that it was worth remembering that silent prayer in itself is not unlawful. The letter, the Secretary said, was an effort to remind police officers of the importance of remaining impartial while carrying out law enforcement duties. In the document, she also cautioned against recent police behaviors such as taking the knee during Black Lives Matter protests, embracing highly contested ideologies such as gender extremism and critical race theory, and failing to take action of threats of violence made by transgender activists against women. So, look, the reason why I wanted to bring this article up as well regarding tied in with what they're talking about with the prayer, we can see it's great of this lady Braverman to warn the police. The problem is we can see this issue with the police happening here in Australia as well. Here in Queensland, it seems like, or all around Australia actually, our state police are being militarized. They're being politicized. They're going out with a political agenda. And, you know, we can see as things are happening here in Queensland that the police are starting to take a stance against Christian beliefs. They're starting to put themselves against Christian beliefs. I did that report, that podcast just the other day, talking about how Queensland Police Service have decided that reporters and people who they think are religious, religious extremists, or they're people that police officers need to notify if they have any contact or if they have any interaction with these people, with reporters and people who follow religion extremists, as they would put it. The problem is, I've seen over the last year or so is that Queensland police are putting themselves at odds with Christianity, and that's where I think we're going. And okay, it's great of this lady Braverman to stand up and remind the British police about how they're supposed to behave, but it doesn't seem like police all over the world are behaving like that. They've forgotten their true roots. They've forgotten the community that they're supposed to be serving, and we're seeing the police put themselves at odds, coming up against Christians, against people who believe in the Bible. We see them in this country. They will stand by and allow people of another certain faith to go ahead and riot, go ahead and protest, go ahead and express their points of view. But then when it comes to Christians, they will take a completely different stance, a very harsh stance quite often. Anyway, I'm going to talk more about this during the week, but really wanted to just bring it out there now. I think we shouldn't be surprised. If you're a Christian, you can't be surprised that this is where the world is going. In one way, it's a bit of a comfort, really, because the Bible talks about this, and then when you see it actually happening, you think, wow, the Bible, who would have thought it? What the Bible says is actually happening. Who would have thunk it? Anyway, I'm going to talk about it more during the week, but check it out for yourself. Go and read other articles about what's happening in Scotland and what they're pushing ahead with. It's absolutely disgusting. I think it's not going to be that long before this comes in. They try and push things like this here in Australia. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. I'm Jay Fallon. Thanks for listening to The Slippery Slope.
And say it isn't real, and please don't go away. Just give me one more day. What if I could? What if I could turn back time? I'd make you smile again. And if I could unbreak your heart, and we could start again. What if I could? What if I could turn back time? I'd make you smile again. And if I could unbreak your heart, and we could start again. We could start again. We could start again. We could start again.